Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of the Aatif Nawaz Show. The show where we meet loads of different people, we ask them loads of different questions, you get information you never had before, you didn't even realize you needed this information, nor did I, to be honest, but it's there now, we've got to share it, you might as well do something with it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to take a moment to thank you all for coming to my debut show at the Leicester Square Theatre, Talk Roti to Me. It was a wonderful success. It was a great honour, really, for me to do my first show at the Leicester Square Theatre, my first solo show, 60 minutes of me. So many of you came and put up with it. I really appreciate it, everybody who came, and hopefully, in the future, we'll have some more. We will. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this week I read a wonderful piece of news and I want to share this with you, okay? In Pakistan, there was a pilot, a PIA pilot, okay? I think you might know where this is going already. But anyway, there was a PIA pilot, okay? He was going to fly a plane from Lahore to London to New York. Very long flight, okay? With a stop in the middle in London, okay? He was sitting there minding his own business. He picked up the menu for the flight and he saw that his favorite sandwich was not being served on this flight. His favorite sandwich was not being served on this flight. He was absolutely livid. He said to the cabin crew staff, they were from a different company to him, he said to them, I am refusing to fly this plane unless you get me this sandwich. And that was that. Now the cabin crew staff are going absolutely mental, of course, because they've got 400 passengers on this plane and they all have to get to London or New York or wherever it is they have to get to, and they're all there, they're all on this plane, and he's refusing to fly it because his favorite sandwich isn't on the flight. Could you imagine that? So they did what any sane cabin crew, yeah, of course. They did what any sane cabin crew would do, and they rang this guy's boss. They rang the pilot's boss at PIA headquarters, wherever they are, and they rang them and they said to them, listen, your pilot is refusing to fly the plane because we don't have his favorite sandwich. And the guy's boss has replied, do you know what? You guys need to go and get him that sandwich, because if you don't get him that sandwich, that plane ain't going nowhere. I love it. That's how much of an importance we place on food in Pakistan. If you don't have the right sandwich, you can't fly a plane. If you don't have the right food, the right nutritional intake, you can't fly a plane. And I imagine all the passengers had complete sympathy with the pilot as well. They were probably like, you know what? I'm going to be late to whatever it is I need to get to in London, but this guy needs a sandwich. Sort it out, cabin crew staff. Food is very important. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the other day I went to watch my first ever league football match in the UK, okay? I'm not really a big fan of football, but I wanted to go and watch a league match. It was between Accrington Stanley and York City, okay? York City and Accrington Stanley in the Football League, right, of the UK. It's obviously not the Premiership or any of the big games, but it was still really fun. Anyway, I got there and I went to the stand to buy a bottle of water. I got my bottle of water. They wouldn't let me back into the stand unless I took the bottle cap off the bottle. And what they wanted to do was, they didn't want to take anything off me. They just wanted to take the bottle cap off me. They refused to let me into the stand with my bottle cap from my bottle. When I asked why can I not get onto this, get into the stand with my bottle cap? They said, well, you know, you might get angry and throw it at the players. Now, if I'm getting angry at the players, what am I likely to throw at them? A bottle cap or the bottle? Now, ladies and gentlemen, enough of that, enough of my stuff. It's time that we go and meet our guest. We've got a wonderful guest. I'm very excited to interview her, so let's get to it right now. Joining me this week, ladies and gentlemen, is a very, very special guest, and I'm really pleased that she's joining us. It's the Pakistani princess of pop, Miss Annie Khalid. Thank you so much for joining us, Annie.
My pleasure.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
This is really exciting, okay? I've been listening to your song for years and years. You've recorded many songs. I mean, obviously, there's the one that everybody listens to, which is Mahia, and we all love it, obviously.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Absolutely wonderful.
Cool.
What are you doing these days?
I'm just chilling, you know, just chilling out and just working on new music.
Is that what you do when you chill out? You work on new music?
Yeah.
Because they're not the same thing. Chilling and working are not the same thing.
Well, when you do something that you love, it doesn't really classify as work, does it?
Really?
Yeah. It's
never.
Just,
You're never in the studio, like one of those long sessions when you're recording, and like your producer, I'm just imagining from context here, but your producer isn't like making you re-record hooks and things like that?
Yeah, there's a lot of re-recording and, you know, stuff like that, but when you have such a passion for what you do, it doesn't make a difference. I could go on for hours and hours and hours.
Just recording.
Yeah, the excitement in the studio because you're creating something, you're making something, and and then just when you're recording and you're listening back and you're adding new things and hooks and verses, and you picture this visual in your head about how the video is going to be, how your fans are going to react.
Wow.
And it's just, the whole process is so exciting.
There's a lot of conceptualizing going on there, I imagine. So tell me, we're going to get to all of this stuff, right? How did you start as a singer? So, because I've heard a story, I don't know if it's true or not, I want you to confirm it, okay? Okay, this is what I've heard, okay? That you were humming, right, something one day, right, and one of your friends or relatives heard it and said, you know what, she's really good, she's catching the melody, you've got to go and record something professionally. Is that close?
Almost like that. Basically, I was humming something, and I write a lot, and I've been writing poetry ever since I can remember. Probably since I was about 6 or something.
Wow.
And
that's a weird thing to do when you're 6.
Yeah. Well, at 6, and comparing my poetry from then till now, it's obviously my priorities were different back then.
Hey, yeah, I mean, 6-year-old poetry, I can only imagine. Well,
but it was still really good,
I'm
still
sure
quite
it was
deep,
better than mine, I'm sure.
For a 6-year-old, I still have all of those, diaries from then till now. My dad actually keeps them all safe.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah, he's got all of them from that age up till now, and and I remember back then I was just, obviously I wasn't 6 when I did Mahia, but I was maturing as a poet, if you'd call it. I wouldn't call it a lyricist or anything. And that was it. My dad knew somebody. I was in Lahore at the time for my summer holiday.
Awesome.
So Dad had, he's got loads of friends in the media, and this was before I had obviously entered the industry, and met with somebody. He said, this is really good. It was obviously in English, because I can't write in Urdu. I mean, I can write Urdu, but I can't, I can't be poetic, and I can't write lyrics.
You can write your name, right?
I can write more than my name.
Oh, really? Okay. I can do my name. That's it. That's my party trick in Urdu, right? So I'm sitting with my friends and stuff, and I'll be like, look, I can write my name, and that's it. And then I'll read when they put the news channels on, and like AL1 News or Geo News, and I read it really slowly.
And by the time you get one...
Karachi. I said Karachi, and you get really excited about it. Cool. So sorry. So you were saying you're in Lahore. Well, you're actually born in Lahore, right?
I was born there. Yeah.
Cool. So when did you When did you come back to the UK?
I don't know. I must have been 4 or 5 months. I think. 4 or 5
months.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
When we came back here, and but then I lived there for a long time as well. Kind of as soon as Mahia kicked off, I just all of a sudden kind of developed this fan following and this expectation of more songs and more, and then public appearances, concerts, and I figured the best thing would be to live there and and work there.
Absolutely,
So,
and of course, I mean you touched on Mahia. It's still unbelievably popular, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you go to like a Bollywood night in London, which I sometimes do, right? It's still playing. You'll still hear it every now and again. I know that it was on the soundtrack. There was a remix version of the soundtrack of the film Avarapan.
It's for Avarapan.
Yeah, right. And did you have to re-record it for that film?
I did, because apparently my accent was actually not that great, because obviously now I can speak very well Urdu. My accent's really good. I don't sound English or anything like that, and I don't have that British.
What's that conversation like?
tinge.
Your accent's not right.
No, it was just there were some Hindi words that I wasn't able to pronounce that with the Hindi accent. So I had to kind of I needed some assistance with that, but it was okay. It was good.
Yeah, I wouldn't have
worked out for me.
I wouldn't have heard it and thought that you couldn't speak Urdu or Hindi anyway. It sounded good to me. So whatever you did, or whoever it was that worked on you, keep them on the payroll. I think that was a good thing.
Thanks.
So anyway, let's go back to this Lahore thing, right? So you were born in Lahore, obviously, and you spent time back there, I imagine, after Mahia kicked off. Do you feel a connection to Lahore?
More than any other country in the world, any other city.
Yeah. So why more than any other city in the world do you feel this connection?
I don't know. I just think, I was born there. Every time I land in Lahore, or just in Pakistan, anywhere in that country, any city for that matter, I just feel like, wow, I'm home. I get that feeling like when I land, I'm home. I
do that when I go to Lahore and I drive through Alam Road, right, and I see the Pakistani Nando's, and I just, it's that beautiful whiff hits you, and you just like, I really am home. Yeah. And it's weird that Pakistani Nando's would do that to me, because you've just gone 7,000 miles.
Pakistani Nando's, they have really good. They have different things on the menu,
do, right?
And more more masala, and more. They have more that Pakistani touch to
They make an effort, right?
To their Yeah.
And it's more aesthetic as well, the stuff that they
Oh, you've had the long...
Yeah, that
the one
thing, you know, what's
dangling...
Yeah, it's like chicken on like some kind of skewer.
Yeah, but it's kind of hanging in front of you.
Yeah,
It's really
I think it looks incredible. I mean, I didn't even eat it. I made my mum eat it, but I just wanted to see it, you know?
No, they've got some great dishes.
They do, they absolutely do. Ladies and gentlemen, you're joining us on TV Apex's Aatif Nawaz show. We're chatting with Annie Khalid. This is so much fun. Right now, we're going to take a look at what you guys think this week. It's my wonderful... I love this segment so much because I talk to people, or we find out from people what they feel about a specific topic. And this week, it's time for that one more time.
Plane, definitely.
Train.
Oh, plane. Travel by plane. Yes.
What is plane? Ah, train.
Plane, of course.
Plane.
A train. A plane.
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 Train.
Train.
I like train. Train.
Oh, you crazy bunch of wonderful people. I love hearing about your things every week. Wonderful. Keep them coming. Keep them coming, especially Mr. China. I'm watching out for you. We're talking, of course, to Annie Khalid right now, the Princess of Pop in Pakistan. Do you like that label, by the way, the Princess of Pop?
Yeah, I love it.
Do you like it? Do people call, what do they call? They call it Princess of Pop or the Pakistani Princess of Pop?
In Pakistan, it's the Princess of Pop because I'm in Pakistan. But outside of Pakistan, yeah, it's the Pakistani.
I guess it's like when you go to China, you don't call it Chinese food, you just call it food.
You call it food.
You call it food.
You call
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about, Mahia was like the big breakthrough moment for you, obviously. And then
Yes, it
since
was.
then you've obviously gone on to work with, so many. You worked with Beanie Man, which I imagine was quite exciting.
Beanie Man.
We'll talk about Beanie Man in a second. So tell me, that process, because you got this rare, you've got this rare spectrum going on of being like someone in Britain who does a song, goes to Pakistan, and then is a part of a Bollywood film. So what is that process like for a Pakistani artist working in a Bollywood film?
I get asked that question a lot, especially when I did the movie and I came back and everybody wanted to know what was it like. To be really honest with you, it's just the same as working in any entertainment industry in the world, because of the success of, alhamdulillah, of my career. I've been able to travel and work in different places in different industries, be that, like you said, I was in Jamaica with Beanie Man, I've worked, in the American music industry, I've worked in the Indian music industry and Pakistani, and it's the same wherever you go. With the Indians especially, because of the fact that we're so similar in so many ways. I think the only differences that have been created are by the politicians. I really feel when you go to that country, there is really not much of a difference between them and us. And so is the process. A camera is a camera. A set is a set. And that's really that's all it is.
There's no difference between a Pakistani camera and an Indian camera.
Absolutely not.
So there you go. Everybody who thought there was a difference, there's no difference between a Pakistani and an Indian camera. Annie Khalid, you heard it here first. Okay, right, now tell me, what was it like working with Beanie Man?
It's fun. It was so fun. It was kind of daunting because he's Beanie Man. But it was amazing. He's the kind of guy that when he's in an atmosphere, he kind of really lightens the mood, cracks jokes, makes you laugh, includes everybody that's around him, doesn't make anyone feel left out. From myself to the dancers to the cameramen to the guys that were like holding the lights and the reflectors. I mean, he will include everybody.
Can I ask you something about Beanie Man, okay? And don't take this the wrong way. This is just something I've heard, okay?
Yeah.
Is it true that Beanie Man farts a lot?
What?
Is it true? I've genuinely heard this. I read this on the website that he's got some kind of issue. He farts a lot, apparently.
No, I don't think so.
Not that you remember.
No, I don't remember him.
You don't remember. You can't confirm or deny.
Yeah, I'd say I'm kind of in between.
In between. Okay, fair enough. Okay, it was a stab in the dark, but I had heard this about him. So, and you're the only person I know that's
funny.
actually been in the same room as Beanie Man. So hey, I thought it's worth a try. Okay, now one thing everybody, I imagine you get this asked a lot as well, right? Your hair. It's really distinctive, right? It's like there's all sorts of curliness going on, okay?
Yeah.
Is that natural?
Yes.
Your hair is just naturally like that?
I don't wake up every morning and curl it, if that's what you're asking.
You wake up in the morning and it's just like that?
Yeah, it pretty much is just like that.
Have you ever tried to straighten it?
I do sometimes. I did on the New Year. I went out with my cousins and my friends, and they were just insisting that I do something different. So I did straighten it.
Did you have to start like 3 days earlier just to make sure?
Kind of, it is just one of those things. Every time I do it, it'd be once in a blue, but I'll do it and I'll tell myself never again. Then I do it again, like maybe once in a year. But it is that kind of thing where I have to plan it in advance. I have to keep 5 hours before, 5 hours after free.
Wow.
Anything can happen.
Wow, 5 hours?
I mean, I'm being realistic, I mean, seriously, it's like that. Because, if you've ever seen somebody brush out curly hair,
sure.
That...
I sympathize. It takes me about 5 hours to get this right as well, just in case you were wondering. 5 hours. That's it, bang on.
No, but that's just for straight though. When it's just like this, it doesn't really take. No.
I imagine when you're out and about, people still recognize you, right? And they're like, hey, and when you've got the straight hair, do people still recognize you?
Yes.
Even with the straight hair? Well, that's awesome, right?
Yeah.
Then you feel like, I'm super famous. Okay. Because people recognize me with the straight hair. That's awesome. I'm really enjoying this chat, okay? I want to ask you about the single you did after Beanie Man, which is the most recent single, okay? How did that come about? And, what's the next single that we can expect?
Tujhe Yaad Kiya was just, it was with Rishi, and Rishi and I, we have the same management as well.
Okay.
So, the fact that we're managed by the same team, it just kind of seemed natural to collaborate with each other. And I think before I had signed to the management that I'm with now, I was freelance. I was in England, especially in Pakistan, I was under management, but over here I didn't really have anybody representing me. But still, I got, Rishi and I, we got in touch with each other and we were like, let's meet up next time I'm in England. And I was here one day, and we hung out and we spoke about possibly doing something together, but it didn't really, because of the fact that we were so busy and I was in a different country most of the time. Nothing really happened. And then all of a sudden, when I was signed to the people that I'm signed to now, my current management, Rishi was signed to them maybe just 2-3 months after I was. And I thought, wow, then my manager was like, the next best thing to do now is to get you two together in a studio, and that's what we did.
Fantastic. And that process of collaborating with another artist, especially someone like Rishi, what was it like? Because as you say, you write your own stuff, and you're writing all the time. How do you kind of bring those two, because I imagine Rishi writes as well.
He does.
So trying to bring those two ideas together, how do you do it?
With Rishi, it wasn't even trying. It was just, we just hung out, we went to the studio, and we just, he was throwing ideas at me, I was throwing ideas at him, playing some beats, listening to reference songs, because, you get inspired by a lot of the music that you listen to yourself, and that reflects in your music. So that's all we were doing, just playing around with music the whole day, and we got it. It was like that. When the inspiration came, it was just literally a 5-second thing. And we were so excited. We were jumping up and down, we were dancing, we were playing the song, calling our manager, and it was fun. And with Rish, it's like that. He's such a cool guy to work with. And, I've been a fan of his, to be honest, for like years. I think he was definitely one of the pioneers for Asian music.
Absolutely.
He really paved the way for people like us, And, he's a legend in his own right, but when you're around him in the studio, he's such a humble guy, and you're at such ease with him, and it's so easy to kind of, he's open to ideas and everything.
And he's worked with so many, really famous artists, and
he's worked with Britney Spears. I love Britney, so
absolutely. I think I'm going to admit to this. I actually own that single, which he's done the remix on, but only because Rishi, he did the remix.
Right.
Yeah, that's the only reason. That's the
You're
absolute only reason.
You're a closet Britney fan.
Yeah, hey, I'm not a closet Britney fan. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. I've been to 2 different Britney Spears concerts.
Oh my God.
2 different ones, and I was older than I like to admit when I went as well. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're in conversation with Annie Khalid. We've been talking so much about the music. It's time for us to enjoy some of Annie's music. Here it is. Wow, I love it. I'm sure you guys loved it too. That was beautiful, amazing music video. I really envy the kind of work you guys do, you know, because you get to go on stage. You know, I mean, I get on stage as well because I'm a stand-up comic, and I tell jokes, and they're like, ha ha ha, very funny, nice. I'll take a picture, selfie on Facebook, blah blah blah. But you guys are on walls, in posters. You know, you guys are on billboards. Like the singers are these are the guys that are worshipped properly.
Yeah.
Do you have like any crazy intense fans?
I do have some, yeah. I've got some, yeah.
Like that contact you all the time?
Yes.
Like stalkery?
A few.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, and how do you deal with that?
You really have to know, set your limits basically, because some of the time these fans can become really attached to the point where, sometimes you're just saying hi, you reply to somebody's message, and you can't obviously reply to every single person out there, but you do try, and I do personally anyway, try to reply to as many people as I can. But then it's with that first reply, they expect another one, and another one, and another one.
Of course.
And sometimes they can do really stupid, crazy things,
Sure.
and and it kind of, it's crazy because it makes you feel so guilty and puts so much pressure on you, but they have to understand that, you can only do so much. And I'm so grateful to all of these fans out there, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Of course.
But at the same time, can't personally, as much as I would love to, I can't personally thank every single one.
Of course.
So they just need to understand that.
No, absolutely, and that's not unreasonable at all by any means. I wanted to ask you, right, okay, because you seem like you're in a really good way. You're obsessed with your music, and you're always writing, and you love being in the studio and collaborating and creating music and having fun and being on stage, and that's wonderful, right? When you're not doing all that, okay, when you've got an off day, okay, there's no music going on, your radio's broken, okay.
Oh man.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? How do you spend a day when you're not working?
You know what? I'm such a buddhi like that. I like to read. I love reading, like everything and anything. I love novels. I love romance.
What's
comedy.
the last thing you read?
I read a book called From My Sister's Lips.
Okay.
I can't remember. I'm not good with names, so I can't remember who the author was. But it was a book about a girl who comes from a non-Muslim family and kind of accepts Islam, and then her journey about through how people react. How she's double-minded about wearing a hijab, covering herself, and just basically, I think it was based, if I'm not mistaken, on a real life story of a girl who actually went through all of this. But it's very interesting. My brother gave it to me. It was beautiful, and that was the last book I read. But I love reading books, like holding books in my hands. I know the Kindle and all of that, and the iPads are really like
e-reading.
I don't like e-reading. Like I feel like I need a book in my hand. I'm so old school like that, and I have a bookshelf, and I want to see my books. I don't want to have them saved in like an iPad or something.
I used to be exactly the same way. Okay, I mean, my degree was in literature, so I ended up reading like hundreds and hundreds of books, and I still have them all, and I love them. But I have to say, in terms of space saving, and my family and cohabitants will, confirm this, that it's so much handier to have all your books kind of there.
It makes sense.
And it saves space and
definitely
it's environmentally friendly.
Of course, but I just like to hold a book in my hand.
Crack open a spine.
Want to feel it, in my hands.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
That. So yeah.
That's a really it's a really artist theme. Okay. What about what else do you do with spare time? Do you go out? Do you enjoy cooking? Do you enjoy
I do.
film?
I like baking.
Baking?
I think one day I will have my own bakery.
Really?
Yes, I will.
Is it true that you have your own cafe as well in Lahore?
I did have my own lounge in Lahore, but then I got married and then I closed it down. So.
Oh right. Okay. What kind of lounge was it when it was there?
It was just a cafe. So it was called the AK Lounge, the Khalid Lounge.
Cool.
And it was awesome. It was such an amazing experience. I would have fans come in from all over the country.
Amazing.
Just to go there, and it was the loyalty and the love, and it was amazing because I'd have fans coming in from places like Karachi, Okara, Gujranwala, places in the Punjab, especially in Punjab, really far away, and they bring gifts and things.
Oh, that's so cool.
And they give it to the manager, at the reception, and say, please give this to Annie, and then by the end of the week, all the gifts would be accumulated, and I'd get like a huge box full of
That's so
really
cool.
cute things. And
Did you decorate the rest? Did they have like Annie memorabilia? all over the place?
yeah, because it was about me,
AK Cafe.
right? So it was the AK Cafe. You know, we had posters and stuff, but it was just a very kind of like an American diner almost. That's the kind of food we served, and we had hookah. So we had hookah and we had haluka, which is the environmentally friendly,
Oh, cool, okay.
Healthy version of the actual shisha itself.
Yeah.
So we had that to the organic shisha. We had that.
Oh, fantastic.
And it was amazing.
I can only imagine. It sounds really good as well. I mean, any chance that might come back, or?
I want to open one here now.
Oh, really? In
Yeah,
London?
yeah, in
Well, there's more scope for. I suppose in Lahore they've banned shisha and the hookah these days.
Yeah. I
So-
think they have, but we had organic.
Oh,
hookah
okay.
Too, so that's allowed.
I suppose that's not the killer.
There's no coal or anything involved in
So
that.
then we might see an AK cafe in London at some point.
AK Lounge Part 2, maybe.
AK Lounge Part. Wow. Okay, that's something to look forward to, ladies and gentlemen. AK Lounge Part 2 maybe coming in London. Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
Okay.
But that goes with my love for baking and stuff like that. I like cooking too, but
what
I
can you
love
bake?
baking.
What's the best thing you bake?
I can bake everything actually.
Brownies?
Brownies are just so easy.
Cookies?
Yeah, I can make cookies.
Really? You can make cookies?
I can bake. I can actually make and then bake from scratch.
You can make cookies from scratch?
Yeah. I can.
I get the feeling it's not that hard, and it's just me that's thinking it's hard.
I don't think anything is hard in this world, and just if you put your mind to something, especially if you have a passion for it, then it's not difficult.
I guess so. I can't stand cooking. Which
Yeah,
is why
if
it's
you
really
can't, then
difficult.
you're not gonna
just
like
walking
it.
into the kitchen and turning. What do you call that thing with the thing?
Oh my God, the hob.
The hob. That's it. See, turning the hob on is hard. God bless takeout is what I say.
Oh my God.
We're in conversation with Annie, Khalid, and we're learning so much about you. This is interesting. She likes to bake. We might get an AK Lounge too. Okay. Beanie Man doesn't fart apparently. This upsets me. I don't know why, but this upsets me. We're going to learn so much more about you, Annie. Okay, because
Yeah.
right now is time for the round that is famous. That has made the Aatif Nawaz show famous. Okay, it's time for the dangerous sheep round.
Uh-oh.
Okay, Annie, you ready for this?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Should I be scared?
You should be scared because it's frightening. But loads of people have done this before you, and you're going to be the 20th person to
Okay.
experience this. Okay, the
I'm
20th
so
person.
honoured.
Okay, are you ready for this? You're going to catch the sheep. You're going to answer the question, and then you're going to chuck the sheep back at me. Okay.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Okay. Where would you go for your dream holiday?
Maldives.
Maldives. Okay. Great. What's your favorite place to go shopping?
The mall.
Which one?
Any big one.
Any big mall. Okay. Great.
Dubai Mall. Dubai Mall.
Dubai Mall. Okay,
Mall.
that's good and specific. I like it. Okay. Do you prefer people with long hair or people with short hair?
Long hair.
Long hair. Okay, fair enough. What's your favorite thing to eat?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. Any flavors?
Every
flavor?
except for chocolate.
Except with chocolate?
Yeah.
My God. Okay. What's your favorite sport?
Basketball.
Basketball. NBA?
No, I don't know. I just say
Okay. Basketball was the first thing that came to mind. I like it. Keep that spontaneity going. Your favorite movie of all time?
Mean Girls.
Mean.
Or Crossroads by Britney. Or Mean Girls.
Mean Girls?
Yeah.
And Crossroads?
Or Crossroads.
Okay. Well, at least the genre is there. Good. Your favorite song? Can't be your own.
Oh my God! It can't be my own.
It can't be your own.
way.
It can't-
Oh God. Crazy by Britney Spears.
Crazy by Britney Spears. There's a Britney theme going along here. Okay,
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, do you prefer traveling by train or by plane?
Plane.
Plane?
Any day.
Fair enough. Okay. Do you prefer PCs or Macs?
Max.
Macs, okay. One of those styly ones. What's your favorite cartoon?
Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls. I hope you see the theme that's evolving here. Okay, and who's your favorite celebrity?
Britney Spears.
Britney Spears. Okay, fantastic. Do you prefer wearing heels or do you prefer wearing flats?
Heels.
Heels?
Yes.
Heels. Okay, good stuff. And the last one, what's your favorite foreign language?
Urdu.
Urdu is your favorite foreign
It's a
language?
foreign language.
It's a foreign
It's a
language. It
foreign
counts.
language.
Well done, Annie Holly. You have passed the dangerous sheep round. Well done, you. How do you feel?
I feel good.
You feel good, and
Yes.
so you should.
Thank you so
All that
much.
Britney stuff as well. Excellent, fantastic. Well, there we were, ladies and gentlemen. We just learned some wonderful things about Annie Khalid. Annie, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
It's
you
been
for
an
having me.
absolute delight to have
Thank
you.
you.
And I wish you all the success in the future. I'm
you.
really looking forward to AK Lounge Part 2. You've got to make this happen.
I will invite you to the opening.
And you're going to teach me how to bake cookies because
But you don't like cooking though.
I know, but I like cookies.
But you like cookies.
I love cookies.
We could work something.
We can
out.
work something out. That's really cool. Annie, it's been a pleasure to have you and to learn about your hair, which is completely natural. Okay. Do you have any messages for your fans?
I do. I just want to say thank you so much for all the support and just keep supporting me, please. Join me on my social networks, Twitter, Facebook, and that's about
Do you
it.
tweet? Do you tweet a lot?
I do, and I do reply and talk to my friends.
What do you tweet about mostly?
Whatever I feel like.
Whatever you feel like?
in the moment.
A bit of everything?
I think Twitter's more like just a personal kind of public diary, isn't it?
Do you ever live
Maybe?
tweet TV shows by any chance?
No.
Like
I haven't done anything.
cricket or EastEnders or anything?
No.
You never kind of watch because a lot of people do.
I
that,
don't
you know?
watch TV much.
Oh, of course, yeah. You
Whatever's
can't
on the
live tweet when
internet.
you're reading books, I guess. It must be
No.
like, no. Annie, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this week on the Aatif Nawaz Show. Join us again next week when we'll have another guest for you and we'll have another set of questions and we'll learn some more stuff about someone else. For now, this is Aatif Nawaz, your friend, your Humsafar, saying Khudafis.